13 on Your Side Weather Deck is sponsored by Montel Construction, your home team.
I know a lot of people on the East Coast are bracing for that winter storm, but here in West Michigan, I think we're pretty lucky right now, Colton.
Oh yeah, if you're complaining about the snow, I wouldn't, because it could be much worse. The portions of the East Coast will likely see feet of snow, 1 to 2 feet of snow, especially around Boston and down toward New York City. I'll touch on that in just a second, but back home, our 13 weather ball is solid green. No change for senior numbers. We will continue to stay in the 20s as we head into our Monday, but conditions will be drying out as well. That's why it's solid. This will be brought to you by LaFontaine Ford of Grand Rapids. Snow will gradually taper off through the rest of the night, even along the lakeshore, where we're still holding on to at least some snow showers right now. The main weather story, honestly, the next few days will be the breeze that will continue into at least Wednesday, and then we're tracking more snow, generally light accumulation though, later in the day on Tuesday. Highs today were cooler than average yet again. We were in the 20s for our high, when usually we're in the mid 30s this time of year. 29 was a number in Grand Rapids and Muskegon, 28 in Holland, and the warm spot being at 30 degrees today in South Haven. Temperatures now are beginning to slowly cool down. It's 26 now in Muskegon. As we say hi to Muskegon, you can still see some snow-covered roadways, so do keep in mind some slick spots will be likely overnight tonight, with temperatures largely staying in the 20s. Winds are also a factor, especially along the lakeshore today. It's pretty breezy out there. Currently seeing a wind gust of almost 30 miles per hour in Holland, 25 miles per hour in Muskegon, and also in Ludington, and gusting upwards of 26 right now in Grand Rapids. Notice the wind direction though, it's coming fairly out of the north, and that will continue overnight tonight, which is why our lake effect snow will actually gradually end overnight as that lake effect band pivots back over Lake Michigan. Temperatures tonight gradually will cool down into the lower 20s, probably even the upper teens for some of us. And then tomorrow we'll be stuck into the 20s thanks to that northerly flow, still on the breezy side though. And then heading into Tuesday, the winds switch out of the south and get even stronger, which means we will likely climb back into the lower 30s throughout the daytime hours on Tuesday. The main weather story, like we briefly mentioned earlier, is this major blizzard that is going on across the eastern seaboard from Washington, D.C., and especially from New York to Boston. That is where we're expecting to see 1 to 2 feet of snow. On top of that, we're seeing wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour, if not getting close to 60 miles per hour. So that is why we have a ton of blizzard warnings for New York City to Boston. That's where the blizzard warning is, and even winter storm warnings extending from North Carolina all the way up to Maine. So this is a very impressive winter storm currently impacting the eastern seaboard. Back home though, all things are quiet, at least for now, especially further inland. We're still holding on to at least some light lake effect snow along the lakeshore, but that too will be ending here soon. Hour by hour shows by 9 p.m. that lake effect snow band will slowly start to shift back over the open water of Lake Michigan, and especially by the time we get to the morning commute tomorrow, that's when that snow will likely be in the middle of the lake. Possibly though, clipping places like Ludington and Hart, where they could see a few more inches of snow overnight tonight. Heading into our Monday though, most of us will stay on the dry side, just seeing mostly cloudy skies with a few flurries possibly hugging the lakeshore. Additional snowfall accumulation through tomorrow morning shows most of us just seeing trace amounts. However, far southwest of Michigan and also up toward Hart and Ludington, we could see 1 to possibly even 3 inches of additional snow on top of what we already have. Next 3 days look to be fairly quiet, at least on Monday, and then the first half of Tuesday. However, snow will return late in the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday in the form of lake effect as cooler temperatures return briefly heading into our Wednesday. Temperatures tonight though will be on the cold side, generally in the upper teens for most of us. Do expect the lake effect snow to hug the lakeshore, but further inland that snow will gradually come to an end over the next coming hours. 13 on your side, 7-day forecast shows this coming week will definitely feel more like winter rather than the spring-like conditions we saw last week. Temperatures for the most part will be staying in the upper 20s to even the lower 30s with periodic chances of snow. And then Lauren, this weekend looks to be slightly warmer, but still nothing like we saw last week.
Back to that winter weather. Thank you, Colton.